Welcome in. We are back. It's Patriots Press Pass. He's Taylor Kyles. I'm Mike Kadlick. Taylor just went to the dentist. That's why he's laughing. His mouth is numb. We're going to try and do this. It's going to be funny. We're going to have some fun with it. We're going to talk about the games of the week. Taylor, do you want to say hi and tell us what you're dealing with before we get into it?
Hi, everybody. I don't know if I sound different to anybody else. I got the entire left side of my face numbed up, so I'm still recovering. But, we got a show to do, so I'm powering through. And if anything, it'll be a fun little thing that everybody can laugh at. We'll all come back to this anytime I have a bad take. Like, you remember when you went on air looking like a doofus?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
I'm going to clip it. We'll find something good. We'll use it as a Twitter meme whenever we can. So let's get right into it. A reminder, this segment is, as always, powered by OddsR. Go to oddsr.com/presspass for a 30-day free trial of OddsR. I say it every week. I'll say it again. What OddsR is basically an AI machine that punches out what to bet, what not to bet every week, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, whatever you want to bet on. OddsR will give you a red light if you shouldn't bet it, a yellow light if it's maybe, and a green light for go. It's that simple. We talk about the games, but OddsR tells you how to actually bet them. So again, go to oddsr.com/presspass and take a look at that, and they'll give you a 30-day free trial. So we're going to go through 6 games of the week here, and as always, we are going to start with the New England Patriots as they take on the Indianapolis Colts from Germany. Both teams are already over there. It's a 9:30 a.m. kickoff Eastern time. The Indianapolis Colts, according to FanDuel Sportsbook, are 1.5-point favorites. The total is 43.5. If you want to bet the Patriots on the money line, you can get them at plus 108, or you can take the points at plus 1.5. Patriots this week, we only saw them a few days, Taylor. Me and you obviously didn't go across the pond. We are still at home in our houses. Some of our colleagues are over there in Germany, but seemed like a decent week of practice, I guess, from kind of what we saw injury-wise. Trent Brown didn't travel. Obviously, the cornerback stuff with J.C. Jackson and Jack Jones, everybody knows about. Those guys missed curfew last week. J.C. Jackson not with the team in Germany. Jack Jones is there. Looks like he's gearing up to go. He did pop up on yesterday's injury report. The Patriots ruled out Jackson, Trent Brown, and Devontae Parker. For the Colts, nobody ruled out yet. Wide receiver, a few guys ruled out yet. No one, I guess, that important, to be frank. The one guy who I have my eyes on this week is Josh Downs, the rookie wide receiver. Mm-hmm. He didn't practice this week, but he is questionable. So with all the information we have, everything we've gathered, traveling to Germany, Patriots, again, at 2-7, really struggling here down the stretch. Taylor, what do you make of the game? What do you make of the matchup against Indy? And ultimately, do the Patriots pull one out in Germany?
It's tough to just expect the Patriots to win anything these days. And usually you'd give them the edge because it's a weird week where they're going to another country and playing. Usually they shine in those kind of environments where it's a different kind of situation for other teams. If this were anybody, would probably Gardner Minshew at quarterback. I would not give them the edge. Like even Sam Howell, I was like, yeah, Sam Howell could beat them for sure. But Gardner Minshew, I feel like is a quarterback where you truly have to manage the game around him and make sure that he's in a position where he doesn't kind of hurt you. And talking to Colts people, that's pretty much what happened last week against the Panthers. But Julius Brents is a pretty big player out for them. A lot of close people have been saying, like, obviously somebody that I know was connected to the Patriots just because Devin McCourty, right? People expect him to probably be a safety in the NFL. He's still a corner, but he's been good for them, so his loss is big. Josh Downs, I don't think he's expected to play from what I've heard. If he doesn't, that's a big loss, but they still got Isaiah McKenzie, who obviously his history with Miles Bryant. I'm going to be an optimist and say the Patriots win this one. I don't think it's going to be I think it's going to be close. I think this is going to be like a 2-3 point game. I'll give it to the Pats. Why not? Maybe it's the drugs talking, but
yeah, seriously. That's the Novocaine speaking. That's not Taylor. I do not have faith in the Pats right now. I just don't. It is fair. I mean, I think from what we've seen not only the last few weeks, but really this whole season, like it's hard to pick with this team. Mm-hmm. I think that Buffalo game is starting to look more like an anomaly than it is a turning point that everybody thought it could be. Obviously, losing the Commanders is one thing, and then that Dolphins game, what have you. But no, I just, again, they seem to be a little bit more lighthearted. Belichick looked excited yesterday. Mac Jones was having fun. Called our friend Matt Vitor bald. I don't know if you saw that.
That was really funny.
That clip, but that was hilarious.
You got a hoot out of it.
So yeah, They're loose. They're having fun. But at the end of the day, the Colts just have better players. I think with the Patriots who they have out, Patriots don't have as much talent as the Colts. And the Colts don't have a ton of talent either. I mean, they have a couple good defenders. Obviously, DeForest Buckner is one of my favorite players in the NFL. A couple linebackers over there, Zaire Franklin, Shaq Leonard, who is snap percentage is down a little bit, but he's still dominant. He's been like an all-pro three years in the league. So I'm taking talent here, and I'm going to go with the Colts -1.5. I think they pull that out, and I think the Patriots come back from Germany with another loss and fall to 2-8. So moving on to another game, AFC North, Browns at Ravens. The Ravens are 6.5-point favorites. They're -290 on the money line, and the Browns are +235. The over-under is 38.5. The Ravens are rolling. They have a couple dominant wins over the last few weeks against the Lions, and they beat up on somebody else last week. I can't remember who it was now off the top of my head, but the Ravens are rolling. Lamar Jackson, I believe, is the favorite to win MVP, according to FanDuel. So taking on the Browns. Browns are coming in. Browns defense has been dominant. Deshaun Watson is now back at quarterback for Cleveland. I don't know if that's really a positive or a negative because he was decent to start the season. He got hurt. PJ Walker came in, was kind of just, manning the operation a bit, but wasn't great. But the Browns are still winning because that defense is nasty. So I'm going to pick first here, and I'm going to say I think I like the Ravens to keep rolling, -6.5. I just think with the way Lamar's playing, with the way that whole offense is playing, because, Mark Andrews is getting his, the running backs, obviously Keaton Mitchell from ECU, the undrafted kid or 7th-round pick, whatever he was. He looks really good. So I think I like the Ravens here by 6.5 or more being at home as well. But what do you think of the match?
I agree with you. I just need to see somebody stop this Ravens train first. Now, I think they won 4 in a row. Their losses this year, 22-19 to the Colts when they had Anthony Richardson. They lost 17-10 to Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. That's that weird division rivalry.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's a weird one. And obviously the Browns still in the division. And that defense really has been fantastic. Like that, it's going to be a really fun matchup regardless of what happens. But yeah, I don't know if we're going, okay, Baltimore's defense, which has also been really, really good against a talented but inconsistent Browns offense. I'm giving it to Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, to pull this one out.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they can win by a touchdown here. The number I'm curious about in this game is the total, the 38.5, because like you said, both really good defenses, but like the Ravens offense could pop off for 38 and on the road.
I think it's going to probably go like Ravens score more than you might think, and then the Browns.
Yeah. So I wrote about this one on the CLNS website this week with my games to watch, and I took the over 38.5. Thinking about it now, I still wonder if I like it as much, but I'm going to lean over 38.5. Okay. What do you think?
I'll go over, but Lamar Jackson is the reason I'm banking on that. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you're going to take 38.5 over or under, make sure you do it at FanDuel. And speaking of FanDuel, let's take a listen to what they have to say about FanDuel.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 money bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action in NFL. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, including you got spreads, you got your player props, you got over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/Boston and kick off the NFL season. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
So if you're watching this and anybody's wondering why we're so slow in our transitions, it's because my laptop is fried. And I just want to make that clear because it happens every week and we try and edit it out. And shout out to Ahmed, who does a great job with all our work. But sometimes we just sit here and look at each other for a few minutes. My laptop's fried. That's how we get in and out of our transitions. So that's why me and Taylor always come back laughing and go into it laughing. So anyway, head over to FanDuel/Boston and get your bonus bets. They're part of the sponsorship here on this Patriots Press Pass betting show. So go over and check that out. Taylor also sent me a message in between the ad that the feelings started to come back in his face. So
slowly but surely,
as we get
very slowly. I don't know if I'll be back by the time we're done, but we'll see.
Well, as we get into the second third of this show, then hopefully, we get a full Taylor Kyles back for the remainder. So let's keep it one game or one team from the AFC North against another team from the AFC South. We have Texans at Bengals. The Bengals are at home in Cincy, -6.5 according to FanDuel. The total is 47 flat, and the Bengals are -290 on the money line. Texans are +235. I'm super excited to watch this game. I think, obviously, the main story, it's always because you watched them on Sunday night last week too, is like the Bengals are rolling again. I feel like we talk about them every single week on this show, but Joe Burrow looks like Joe Burrow again. I know they had some wide receiver issues with some injuries this week, but at the end of the day, they started 1-3 and now they're 5-3. I think they've won 4 in a row, so they're rolling themselves. They look to be getting back in the mix here, not only in the AFC North, but also in the AFC playoff picture as a whole. And then the Texans come in, who we talked about it this week, me and you, Taylor. The Texans team, young guys, but they're playing very well. They're 4-4. CJ Stroud not only looks like the AFC Rookie of the Year, but he looks like a B candidate. If they keep stringing wins together, I think he's thrown 15 touchdowns, only 1 interception this season. Remarkable numbers, best passer rating in football. He has just been dominating the league. I feel like the Carolina Panthers, every single time they watch the Texans play, say, we did like Bryce Young, but I feel like we probably should have brought CJ Stroud down to Carolina. So that being said, Texans go there at +6.5 point favorite, or underdogs rather, total 47.5. Mr. Taylor Kyles, what do you think of this matchup?
I think you should not bet on this game until you see what's up with Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Because right now, I think I'm looking at the injury report right now. T. Higgins has already been ruled out. Sam Hubbard has already been ruled out. 2 big losses for the Bengals, period. If they are missing both T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, I don't know if you saw last week, he came down hard on his back. So if he's not able to go, and even, with that being the case and with his status being up in the air until probably right up before the game, that's tough. And usually it goes against every fiber of my being to bet on a team like the Texans, who are still very much rebuilding and who are really, like, all the energy and the hype behind them is behind a rookie quarterback. But CJ Stroud isn't a normal rookie quarterback.
No,
by any metric. He's been fantastic.
Yeah.
So I really, really want to bet on the Texans and say that they're going to pull this one out. But, I mean, if I'm going with my brain, you can't really bet against a team that's been Super Bowl contenders for the past 3 seasons. Even when they are missing some of their best players, like, their defense is still damn good. They still got a good running game. They still got Joe Burrow. So I'm going to say Bengals.
Ooh, okay.
I think it might be close. Like,
I'm taking the Texans with the points.
Take the all right. You talk Texans because this is killing me inside to not.
Yeah,
I'm CJ Stroud, man.
Stroud.
We joked about this. I'm thinking about maybe going down to Patriots South and seeing what's good with the Texans, because they're doing everything that you'd want the Patriots to be doing right now.
Nick Caserio is putting all of it on the table as the GM down there. D'Amico Ryans is a young but looks like a very good head coach, knows what he's doing there. I like the Texans. I don't know if they'll win the game, but I think they'll cover 6.5 points for sure. The way Stroud's playing, I like it. I agree with you though. Take a look at if you're going to bet the game, take a look at the Bengals injury report and see where that goes. But I mean, even still, I think 6.5 points is a big spread for the way that that Texans team and that Texans offense is playing. So I'm going to go with you some plus
points. I would take the points. If you're going money line, I would say take Bengals. But I think the points is a good idea.
Yeah, I'm with you. So let's go to the NFC. Falcons versus Cardinals. Falcons are road favorites at -1.5. The total is 43.5. The big news in this one, Arizona Cardinals getting Kyler Murray back at quarterback. The other kind of strange thing that I've sort of noticed on social media this week with the Falcons is everybody crapping on their head coach, Arthur Smith, because
he's bringing it on himself, man. It's just like, answer somebody's question sincerely and maybe they won't hound you. I mean, maybe they will. It's still, we're in the media. We know that it's not always easy, but man, he's a lightning rod right now.
It's crazy. Story has it that basically he doesn't, like, they don't use Bijan Robinson, their best player on offense, in the red zone. And he's trying to say, like, oh, well, he's a distraction and he does this and he's just being bizarre. But that's one story. But also obviously the big story here, Kyler Murray comes back for the Cardinals. Again, Cardinals are home dogs at +1.5. Totals 43.5. Taylor Heineke now under center for the Atlanta Falcons. I think I like Arizona in this game. I'm just going to go out and say it first. I think, with the weirdness that's happening on Atlanta, with Arizona being at home, a little bit of a spark with Kyler back. I know he's probably not 100%, but he's better than any quarterback they've had all season long. So maybe he can give them a little something. People haven't really scouted for Kyler much. Like, they haven't really seen him play in just about a year. So I think he can bring some juice to that Arizona team. So I'm going to take Arizona plus 1.5. But Taylor, I also want to hear what you have to say about this one.
Yeah, so this is one of those where, like, I'm not going to front and act like I'm sitting at home watching Cardinals and Falcons
What do you
tape all
mean?
the time. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing with
yeah, seriously, with all your
but,
free time.
Yeah, so you're crazy there. So I'm not going to blow smoke. This game for me is going to be a 5-check game. The Cardinals getting their quarterback back. I feel like they're really rallying behind Gannon. Whereas, like you said, the Falcons are just a funky team. I don't know what's good with them, but Arthur Smith is just like, I don't know. Like I said, this is a vibe check for me. I'm not going to keep talking and get myself to say something stupid. Cardinals. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Let's go.
I think this is going to be like probably both teams scoring to 25 points. Might not be super fun to watch. With Taylor Heineke, actually, for the Falcons, it might be fun to watch, to be totally honest. But, yeah. Cardinals passed the vibe check in this one for me.
Let's take the Cardinals. And you know what? Let's take the over as well. I know you said under 25 points, but I'm going to root for points here on this one. Let's go with the over.
Right.
So we're going to finish this one up with a couple Sunday night and Monday night primetime games. But first, let's listen to our friends at Factor Meals.
Fall season already in swing, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals for jam-packed days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track with your healthy lifestyle. Too busy this fall to cook? But want to make sure you're eating well? With Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy, then get back to crushing your goals. Looking for calorie-conscious options during the busy season? Try the delicious dietitian-approved Calorie Smart meals with around less than 550 calories per serving. Get Factor and enjoy eating well without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door. Ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/PressPass50 and use code PressPass50 to get 50% off. That's code PressPass50 at factormeals.com/PressPass50 to get 50% off.
Factormeals.com/PressPass50. Taylor Kyles looks a little blurry. They're trying to get him back into focus here. There he is. I figured out that the key to the key to the commercial is pressing it early, and everything will be fine.
As we just found out, we'll get the right balance.
Yeah, I'm figuring it out. We're all figuring it out. Taylor's getting the feeling back in his mouth, and we're still here. We're still rolling. Finishing this off with our two primetime games. First one is Giants versus Cowboys. Giants at Cowboys. That's not primetime. I thought it was, but it's Sunday at 4:25. That's fine. We're still going to go with it because the Cowboys are 17.5 point favorites at FanDuel. If you want the Giants and you want Tommy DeVito on the money line, you're going to get 11-1 odds, which is pretty good. The total is 39.5. Taylor, I want to get your thoughts on the game, but I first want to talk about this story that's coming out now about Tommy DeVito and the Giants, and it dropped this morning on ESPN, and it's basically it's hilarious, but it's kind of weird the way Schefter's wording it. But Tommy DeVito still lives with his parents in New York. Tommy DeVito still has his bed made. He goes home and he eats dinner with his parents. And the way Schefter tweeted it was like, Tommy DeVito's starting an NFL game and he still lives at home. It kind of seemed like a shot, but it was like, I thought it was pretty interesting. Like, he's young, he's a rookie, he's undrafted. They live in New York. He goes to the Meadowlands every day. I think it's pretty interesting. It's pretty inspiring. So Tommy DeVito starting a game from his home with his mom and dad.
Bro, stack your money up. That's brilliant.
Right?
If you were already living there, why in the world would you get – yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. When you're going to pay for a place in New York when you could go back home and get home-cooked meals?
Right.
If that was a shot from Schefter, it's a weird shot because that man he's doing the smart thing.
Yeah, Italian home cooking as well. DeVito, obviously an Italian. He talked about chicken cutlets for dinner every night. So I'm down. I think it's a good story. Go check it out.
I don't know how
on
he's going to
ESPN.
stay in NFL shape with an Italian diet.
Yeah,
but
right.
hey, whatever you got to do.
He's getting his shine here, and then he'll be back as a backup or potentially selling insurance at some point down the line here anyway. But regardless, he gets the start for the Giants. Hey, maybe he proves me wrong. I don't know. Go for it, Tommy DeVito. But
hey, don't disrespect
right now,
Hughes fam like that, bro. Don't disrespect.
Yeah. Oh,
Hughes
yeah. That's true. True. Syracuse. You're right. My bad. Go Orange. But regardless, a 17.5-point underdog is Tommy DeVito this weekend in Dallas. So do they do it? Do they cover? Do they upset Dallas, or does Dallas roll at 17.5 points or more? You got to back the Syracuse guy, don't you?
I mean, yeah, that, but also, like, it's an NFL game. Take those points. That's like a freaking college spread. I would take the points. Money line, I mean, YOLO. Like, no, throw like $20 if you want. That's crazy. Right. Are you kidding me? Those odds?
Yeah.
Like, just do it, because if they have the upset, then you make a ton of money and you don't have to risk much. So this is like I think this is the most gamblery I've sounded the entire time.
Yeah, I love it.
But with that like take the Giants for everything. Just don't bet Cowboys.
Wow.
Like, just don't do it.
All right.
If you feel really confident, the Cowboys are just going to steamroll them, sure, go ahead. That's fine. But I mean, they're like giving you money if the Giants are just an NFL team. Any given Sunday, all that hoopla.
I love it.
Those are some.
I was gonna come into this and say take the Cowboys minus 17.5, and they're just gonna go.
What?
I was gonna say they win like 28-0, but you convinced me. I think I might have to sprinkle a little cash on those New York Giants at 11-1 odds. So we'll see what happens.
Half a mouth and I still got a silver tongue. Let's go.
Yeah, seriously. So go over to FanDuel. Go place that bet if you'd like at 11-1. You can get it right now on the New York Giants. Let's wrap this up, Taylor. Sunday night football. Jets at Raiders. The Jets are 1-point favorites against the now Antonio Pierce-led Las Vegas Raiders, a team that seems to have some new juice, some new life with Josh McDaniels out of the building. Aiden O'Connell continuing to get the start. The total is a lowly 36.5. Devontae Adams seems a little bit more bought in. Jimmy G's on the sideline. They're smoking cigars after the game last week against the Win. And the Jets are just kind of the Jets. They lose a game now. They lose their winning streak. It looks like Aaron Rodgers is continuing to try and come back and play this season, which I think is insane. But I'm a little bit lower on Zach Wilson this week than I have been in weeks past. I like where the Raiders are at mentally following the firing of McDaniels. But before I give my pick, I want to get your thoughts on it first. So what do you think of Jets at Raiders this weekend?
I don't know. These are like two teams kind of in weird places. So the Jets had their little 3-game winning streak, which is very impressive. Then you lose to the Chargers. This was one that I thought that the Jets were actually going to be able to power through, but they didn't. So you're wondering how are they going to rebound from that, especially because Robert Saleh was kind of back to looking like, oh my God, Zach Wilson's my quarterback kind of Robert Saleh, where his face glazes over and it's like very meme worthy. So that doesn't give you a lot of confidence. And then, like you said, the Raiders are rolling in locker room cigars. You got practice squad players on the sideline, which is awesome. Why don't people do that more often? I'm sure there's a logistical reason, but bro, they're helping you get ready for the game. Why wouldn't you give them some sideline seats? Right. I think that was awesome. This is another one I think I'm going to go vibe check because you're more familiar with the Giants and the Raiders, but, Raiders are basically a different team right now. And the Jets, you just don't know what to expect from them right now. So Raiders are passing my vibe check. I got them to win.
I agree. I like the Raiders. I was hanging out with some friends on Thursday night. They were giving me crap because I liked the fact that the Raiders smoked cigars after the game, saying oh, they're not winners. They're 4-5. I'm like, okay, they just lost their head coach. They win a game after being down in the dumps. All their practice squad players are there. New coach comes in with a whole different vibe. They go smoke a team. Yeah, I like your face. My friends are idiots.
Team, smoke a cigar.
Right. Go have some fun. They were trying to say it was like champagne popping like a Super Bowl. I'm like, no, they're just vibing out post game for a win. I loved it. Stop taking it so seriously. You go win a football game. You pour your heart and soul into it. Go win a game. Go smoke a cigar. They're going to go do it again this week. They're going to do it again this weekend in Vegas when the Jets come to town. I like the Raiders, not only +1, but on the money line as well. 36.5 feels like a little high for this game. Jets defense is good, so I'm going to go under 36.5. And you know what? That's going to do it for us. Taylor's going to go make sure he gets his mouth figured out. He's not going to be numb for Sunday's game, so you should stay here on Patriots.
Well, I'm not making any promises for that. Give me 10 minutes of bad football, I might go numb inside. But
that is fair. But regardless, keep it here on Patriots Press Pass. You got Taylor and Zanis post game tomorrow after a hopefully Patriots win in Germany. So make sure to stay locked in. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Check that out. Follow Taylor on Twitter at tkyles39. You can see it on screen there. Go to oddsr.com/presspass. If you want to, you can follow me on Twitter as well at Mike Kadlick. You can read all my stuff at WEEI.com. Me and Taylor will be back again soon next week to run through week 11 next week? Wow, we're really rolling through this here. So
almost there.
We're getting there. So yeah, we're getting in the home stretch here. So thanks for listening. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for following. Thanks for using all of our sponsors. And have a good weekend. And we will see you guys next time.